Hello and welcome. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. For all of you, wherever you are in the world, welcome and thank you for joining again. So, today I'm going to talk to you about a most phenomenal key for relationships, how to create enlightened relationships in a most wonderful and easy way. It's a tantric secret, and some of it is used in psychotherapy, yet it has a tantric slant on it. So I'm going to share with you that practice today. And obviously, I'm going to do a really amazing workshop on Thursday night, on the 30th of April, for free. So Thursday night, there's going to be couples and also for people who are wanting to manifest love partners. Rising in Love workshop on Thursday night, the 30th of April at 7:30 p.m. UK time. So wherever you are in the globe, you can check out the time conversion. So let's go into the most amazing, phenomenal key to create enlightened relationships. This is one of the keys. Of course, there are many, many keys. Now, in Tantra, we acknowledge the fact that we have personalities and we have vulnerabilities and we also have the divine essence. And in Tantra, really, we go direct to the divine essence, but we're going through the layers of personalities and vulnerabilities. And so it's an opportunity for you to transcend above the ego, to transcend above the identities or the act attack, if you like, and to go straight into the divine essence where you are benevolent, where you're graceful, where you are with so much dignity that you rise above whatever it is, the mundane and the petty kind of bickering. And how to do that is obviously by, I suppose, giving up the right to be right, so that you're thinking about your love partner or your love partnership, the one that you have or the one that you're creating. And you're thinking, okay, if I am right, that makes him or her wrong. If I am right, then I'm creating someone to be wrong. If I'm right, and that is the last moment I see my beloved, how do I want to leave them forever? How do I want to, what gift do I want to give them? Or when people think about me, how do I want to leave them? So that's one of the keys. The other one, the key is forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive others for whatever trespasses they've made, but you've got to forgive yourself as well. And giving is forgiving, and forgiving, you have to really let go the right to being right. So I'm going to go through this process of one of the most phenomenal keys. And in psychotherapy, there's only 4 stages of that, or sometimes 5. It's called a daily temperature reading. But I'm going to teach you the tantric daily temperature reading. It takes only a few minutes, and you do that with your beloved. So there's a few stages, and I invite you to write it down or listen to the video again. In psychotherapy, there's only 4 or 5 stages, depending on who you read. But in Tantra, there are 7 stages, and they're very simple. Stage number 1 is acknowledgement. So you acknowledge the beloved. So you're sitting in front of them, and you just state person who goes first. Normally in Tantra, the woman is the initiator, so she's invited to say first. But often, if she is in an upset, or she has an upset, it's probably best for the man or the masculine to go first. And so acknowledgement, just very simple, a sentence: I acknowledge you for being with me. As simple as that. Or I acknowledge you for committing to life with me. Or I acknowledge you for being, the provider of the family, like that. So really acknowledging, uttering that. And then you wait for the other one to acknowledge you for whatever is true for them at that moment. So they acknowledge you. I acknowledge you for being here, going through this uncomfortable process with me. I acknowledge you for being such an amazing god or goddess. Like that. So stage number 2 is new information. New information, for instance, I'm taking the kids for the dentist, or obviously now in the Corona days it's a bit difficult. Or I've ordered online a whole load of health food grains, like that. Okay, so new information, something that the other person doesn't know. Okay, number 3 is puzzles, like, you'd like to inquire, puzzles. So when you say that, I make it mean this, what do you actually mean? Or when you frown, I make it mean that you're angry with me. Or when you do that, it occurs to me that this, that, and the other. So you take responsibility. You take responsibility for your feelings, but you're puzzled about something. And, it is not to be answered straight away. So you swap and the other person communicate their puzzles. And then the requests, the stage of the request, that's stage number 4, request. So when I asked you about this puzzle, would you please respond to that? Or I request you put the lid down on the toilet seat because it destroys the feng shui energy, or it allows the water with ammonia from the urine to come into the air, like that. So you make specific requests. Or when you go into the kitchen, would you please close the cupboard doors? Or when you enter the house, would you please, take your shoes off, like that. And you wait for the request of the other. And then, of course, when a request has come, would you please address my question, my puzzle about when you frown, what does it mean? Because I make it mean that you're angry with me. That is the opportunity then, after the request, to actually answer. So that would be, I suppose, 5.5. Then there is gratitude. Gratitude for, so that would be the response to the request. The response would be, when I frown, I'm just puzzled about what it is you're saying, or I'm interpreting, or I'm not hearing very well. So you respond, but taking full responsibility about your behavior and the impact it has on other people, how it lands with the other people. So that is really important, is being mindful that actually we live in our own world and we have our own conversations. And when we do something, we are not necessarily fully aware how it lands, how it occurs to other people. So this communication is very, very important. Number 6 is gratitude. Gratitude for, thank you for being through this process with me. Thank you for still committing to us, even though it's challenging times. Thank you for taking the trash out without me having asked. Thank you. So gratitude, expressing that. And then number 7 is either a namaste or a hug or even a bowing down. So you bow down to your beloved. This is really important because in Tantra, we treat our love partner as the embodiment of the divine God, goddess that they really are. So bowing down to your one true master, your teacher, your guru, if you like, that's who they are. And you are gifting them that place, that you elevating them, you're creating them the God and the goddess that they really are. So I'm going to go through the stages again of this tantric daily temperature reading. You just sit down, it's only a few minutes, but you do number 1 of acknowledgement. Thank you for being here. And then the other partner is saying, thank you for being here. Or whatever acknowledgement. Thank you for being so amazing and choosing me. Thank you for being such a caring person, And then number 2 is new information. New information is whatever it is. And then the other person is also communicating new information. Number 3 is puzzles. Puzzles like, when you do this, you mean that? Or, I get puzzled by that frowning of yours. And then the other person is communicating the puzzles they have, not response, puzzles. When I ask you to do this several times and you say, you don't actually act upon it. What is going on with you? How does it occur to you when I'm requesting that 10,000 times without blaming? Number 4 is requesting. I request that you put the lid down on the toilet. I request you close the cupboard door. Or I request, would you please acknowledge my communication? Or would you please answer my communication? And then the other person is requesting. I request that you please don't throw the clothes on the floor. I request that you give us the time to have quality time together rather than be on the phone all the time. And that is, then there's an opportunity for you to answer, to acknowledge, to actually respond. So you respond, it occurs to me like this. I'm taking responsibility for that. And then the other person is responding. I respond to this by that. I take full responsibility for this. Number 6 is gratitude. 6 is gratitude where, thank you for going through that process with me. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. And the other person is expressing gratitude. Thank you for being an amazing wife, husband, love partner, lover. Thank you. And then number 7, Namaste. I acknowledge you as this divine God, goddess that you are. Or a big hug. Stay there in a hug for 30 seconds at least for the all the chemicals to actually do their bonding thing. Or you bow down. Bowing down, it's great when you put your crowns together, the third eye on the floor, and you bow down to each other. So, number 1, acknowledgement. Number 2, new information. Number 3, puzzles. Number 4, requests. Number 5, responses. Number 6, gratitude. And number 7, namaste. I am going to do much deeper work on Thursday night. So please come and join us on a Zoom call on Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. UK time. Namaste. And also, if you wish to join today to the daily Zoom call. Thank you. Namaste. I acknowledge you. Enjoy the practices. Big love.